Yo, what's up everyone? Colby Cheese here with another of my full game commentaries. This is one of the games like right after I've hit plat. I might go back and check out some of those games. Those were actually very interesting. But I thought this one is even more interesting because so sometimes when you're in solo queue, this time I actually believe I had first pick, maybe second pick, something like that. And sometimes when you're in the pick screen, everybody calls out what they're going to play. And the guy at the very bottom said, hey, I can do mid, top, junk, blah, blah, blah. Basically listed off in order what he's going to play. You've probably seen this before. And his absolute most hated role was jungle. So I picked mid, Pantheon to go against Fizz. And that was going to be my counter pick to Fizz. Now, gets to the last pick, and they leave him jungle. And he's like, crap, I cannot jungle, guys. I look him up on Law King really quickly, and I'm like, well, he plays really good mid laner. So I'm like, you know what? I'll jungle Pantheon. You go ahead and play your best mid against Fizz, and let's make this work. Because, actually, I've said in my MANtheon guide that Pantheon does work really well as a jungle. Now, I talked about him being played mostly as a mid or a top laner, but I've been playing him a little bit in the jungle in a few ranked games, and I've done exceptionally well in pretty much all of them so far. Maybe just coincidence, but I don't think so. Pantheon is really strong. He's a great roaming champion, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how that works out. Now, I've been talking way too much with this going slow mode, so let's go ahead and speed it up. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pick up the blue. I do ask them to try and help me out with it. Just tank it for a few hits, because with Pantheon, I start with a Doran's. And I do like to do like a double Doran start. Now, I usually like to do a level 2 gank if possible. Unfortunately, I forgot that Malzahar pushes extremely hard. There's nothing I could have done here. And so I do come around anyways just to see if I can at least throw a spear or something. But I don't think I get anything off. Yeah, I could have probably got in there and thrown a spear and taken a turret hit since I do have that little passive, which is nice for those early ganks. But not a big deal. I'm going to come up here, go ahead and grab my red, and see if I can get a gank onto the top lane. And the idea with Pantheon, you're going to start with a Q, with your spear, whatever you call it, spear shot. And then you're going to go for Aegis of Xeona. That's for your ganks. And then you'll go for the Heartseeker Strike so you can get those crits off on the last hits for the ganks. Now, you'll see top lane getting a little bit of harass here. Now, this is a top Nunu, and you may think that's silly, but really it's not. Top Nunu is actually very strong, especially against Zac, to be honest. And here we go. I'm going to throw in a spear, do that combo. And I don't get off the full damage, but I flash for the auto attack. Do the auto attack first, then the spear for that final bit of damage crit with my Heartseeker Strike. And boom, I'm going to push the lane in as hard as possible. I want to get this lane shoved to the turret, and I also want to take a little bit of that XP if possible. With Pantheon, you need to be the one carrying the game. You can't be some kind of support jungler. You've got to be full-on man mode. Now I'm going to come back in here, see if I can get to the mid lane, and do a little bit of damage to this Fizz. Let's see what happens here. Jupiter Jimmy, oh my goodness. And I should have waited for him to do that, but I wasn't sure if he's going to do it until I jumped or something. But either way, we got a little bit of damage. That's going to help out Fear Me Power to have some lane dominance for the time being. And I'm just going to go ahead and back off. I could go farm a little bit of jungle minions, but I want to go ahead and pick up some more items for now, and then I'll come back. And with Pantheon, I do a little bit less farming and a little bit more ganking. And if you've seen my jungle Nasus video, that is mostly PvE. Like, I straight up focus on getting level 6 in the jungle, grabbing the dragons and stuff like that. And I'll gank when I see an opportunity, but Pantheon, you need to make opportunities happen. And that's what it's all about. If you're not making opportunities, you're not getting kills, you're not getting your lane fed, then you're not doing it right. Here, unfortunately, I have my mid laner die. He goes down to a Rammus, which is really hard to deal with, by the way, and I just kind of force him out of his role. I wasn't really trying to engage there. Sometimes I'll run at people with no intention of engaging, just with the sole purpose of making them waste a spell. And actually, Rammus, and I know this is not even Rammus commentary, but it's actually really easy to do with Rammus. If you roll at somebody like under a turret, a lot of times they'll just flash away from you, and it's really funny, even if you did not intend to even engage them in the first place. But something interesting to think about. You can do the same thing with Pantheon if you run up, use your Aegis to tank a turret hit, just throw a spear at them, something like that. Sometimes people get really afraid, especially if they're low health, obviously. But anyways, let's go ahead and speed this up. Ooh, no, that's slow. Not slow. So you'll see that I've got my double Dorans and then Boots of Speed. A lot of times I'm going to go for the boots mobility first. That's what I'll probably be doing this game here. While I'm walking to the next lane to gank bottom. Now, you notice bottom is actually a really weird lane too, but it did work out. They already got the first blood and stuff down here. It's going to be like I think it's like a support Corki, and the Ashe is actually the one farming. Should have been the other way around, to be honest. Usually it's going to be a support Ashe, so I don't know what exactly they decided to go for here. Maybe Ashe got the first blood and they said, okay, Ashe, you go ahead and farm. But I'm going to go ahead and come down here and make sure that she doesn't farm, because you can't farm when you're dead. And there's the exhaust. Nice job. Boom. Kill for me. I'm okay with taking it. Normally, as a jungler, I would probably go ahead and give the kill to our ADC, but I'm Pantheon. I'm going to make plays. I'm going to make this thing happen, and we're going to do it big. So I'm going to go ahead and stand in the bush, make sure he doesn't come back into farm. And let me talk about masteries and runes. So I'm pretty sure in this game I went for attack speed and lifesteal so that I can have a little bit of easier time in the jungle. And I think a lot of people that do jungle Pantheon, they'll actually just straight up go for like full attack damage. And that works too. That's fine. I mean, it gives you a lot more damage on your spears for the jungle and stuff like that. And Armor Pen is usually what you pick up on Pantheon, but in the jungle, Armor Pen doesn't work on creeps, so you don't do that. But for me, I'm more preferable to the attack speed setup, because I will be going for a the chasing setup with Pantheon rather than just straight up spear damage. And here we go. There is a little bit of a gank. We did see that. We had a ward in the bush. And I wasn't sure which person he was. I thought he was actually ulting Rammus there, so I started attacking Rammus. But luckily, he was actually ulting the right person, so that was smart. Anyways, we got the kill and forced Rammus out of the lane. We're going to go ahead and shove this down. Now that I know that the Fizz is, there's nothing that he can do. And Rammus can't really stop us. I mean, he can come up and taunt us or something like that, but we're going to put damage on him. I can throw a spear, walk away. There's nothing he can do to me, to be honest. And so we're just going to go ahead and work this turret down. And honestly, if you can get a good gank and you know that they cannot reapply pressure to you, then you should definitely really focus on taking down that turret as fast as possible. The faster you can get the turrets down, the faster you can get all the objectives in the game, the better things are going to be. Because once this turret's down, it's a lot easier for me to dive in backside of Fizz here and pick up some kills. Same thing with the other lanes as well. And I'm just going to back right on out there. You'll notice as I said, Rammus was not able to do a damn thing, and we take that. And the attack speed really helps me with the pushing of the turrets. I mean, obviously attack damage works too, but I think pretty sure that the attack speed is a little bit more efficient once you start picking up like some Doran's Blade and things like that. And I told him I'm going to take this blue. Usually on a lot of my junglers, I'll take the second blue. And it's not the mid laner's right to have the blue buff. Honestly, it's up to the discretion of the jungler. And as a jungler like Pantheon, you really need your mana. You need to have that cooldown for your ultimate to jump around as much as possible. And you do run out of mana pretty quickly with all the roaming and ganking that you will be doing. So, as I say, I will be taking the second blue and giving him the third one. And that's what I do. Okay, now we got ourselves a ward. I want to make sure and ward over in this area here so that Rammus cannot easily gank bottom or mid. And that's the main thing you want to do against Rammus. And really, I do that at pretty much every jungler, to be honest. Is I pretty much just ward right here, because you can see people roaming in and doing all kinds of stuff. In fact, even if I'm on this side, I'll ward right here. And just seems like a really good spot to ward. So I'm going to be grabbing that red buff. I told them I'm going to take a red buff and look for a gank mid and then head towards the bottom. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So as I come down here, I'm like, all right, looks like Fizz is backing off just a little bit. I might be able to come back around here and make something happen, but he's too far back, so I'm going to head straight to the bottom lane. And unfortunately, they didn't listen to me. They actually engaged for some reason. I wanted them to just kind of play safe at the turrets and wait for me to jump in, but he's not really doing the best. But this is solo queue, would expect. People don't really have the... Oh, okay, we got a kill. People don't really listen or make the best calls. They get discouraged extremely easy. What did I do here? Okay, so I was going to roam down bottom. And then I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. Then I noticed he got a fish on him, so I'm going to come around here. Probably should have just ran straight up there, but whatever. I don't think I even get an assist on that one. That was nothing to do with me. That was pretty much this Fizz getting wrecked by a Malzahar. People do not expect not... one interesting thing about this game is that when you play mid laners or just in champions in general that people don't usually see, like the very underplayed champions, a lot of times they don't know how to deal with it. Like, they don't know what kind of damage Malzahar can put out. And... if you didn't realize, it's a lot. So, yeah, that Malzahar did some work onto that Fizz, as you can see. And we're going to be pushing. Now that Fizz is gone, we're just going to push the lane. Once again, I'm going to put this pressure. I'm going to make sure that this Rammus has to stay mid. And one thing that we're doing here is that the Rammus cannot go to other lanes if he's forced to hold a lane for Fizz. And I'm going to go ahead and check the red there, look for some opportunities to gank. They do see me coming in here, and I'm just going to steal this creep away from Rammus, make it a little bit harder for him to farm up. And nothing else for us to grab here. That dragon is ready to go. They warded, so I'm just going to back off, try and get a little bit of farm at the turrets. even though Mazahar is already back. But, you know, I'm just kind of doing what I can. There's not a lot of opportunities on the map. I could go top, but I don't want to. I do not want to lose the dragon. There's the jump. And this is actually a terrible play by me. So this is terrible play number 1 by Kobe Cheese. And I thought, that I could do enough damage onto this Ashe. And I thought, you know, I thought wrong, obviously. I thought we would be able to get everyone here grouped up together and have like a 4v4 and win that fight. But honestly, what happened was Twitch just got wrecked instantly. I died before our Malzahar was able to get back up in there, and Nami, well, she didn't really have any options left. Either she wastes her, or she saves her ult for some reason. I don't know. Did she not have her ult in that fight? I don't know. Either way, in my head, it was going to go a lot better, but it did not, obviously. So there's that. I don't know what that Fizz is doing. He has no mana. Let's go ahead and speed this up until I'm back in the lane. Oh, what the hell? This Rammus is not really playing so well. He's pretty far behind. This Malzahar is doing good now. We got him, you know, I got him a few kills. And then he pretty much just took over himself. He's doing fine. So let's go ahead and speed this up. So I did get a kill up top lane, but Zach says he's having a little bit of problems. I'm pretty sure I remember him saying he had some trouble, so I told him, all right, just hang on. I'll gank up there a little bit. But I'm always going to focus on the bottom area until the dragon goes down. I don't like to gank top when the dragon's up. But I think I actually do that eventually. We get the bottom turret without my help. I'm just pressuring the mid so that Rammus has to hold that, so Rammus can't go down bottom to stop them from pushing that turret. And so I'm going to go ahead and come up to the top lane, and I pretty much am sacrificing the dragon by doing this. But I'm like, you know what, fine, whatever. We're going to do what we can. So spear into the jump, auto attack, and then do that. I think I missed my auto attack, but either way, I flash for it, throw a spear, and I pick up the kill, and we're going to grab this turret. So I'm pretty sure they can't stop us from taking this turret. Yeah, they did go for drag, so in a sense, you could say it wasn't worth it, but since we got the turret, that makes it worth it. If I had not gotten this turret, that would have been a terrible gank. It's never worth ganking if you don't take the turret, but I knew we could get the turret if I had done that, so I was like, screw it. I want the objectives out of the way, and I figured like it would take forever for us to even get the dragon anyway, since we had just like gotten the turret down there and we had to back and stuff like that. So that was the idea, and right now, got myself a Brutalizer. Next thing you're going to be going for is the Last Whisper. That's pretty much standard build for Pantheon, going for all of the armor pin that you can possibly get. And I'm going to look for a blue here, which is unfortunately down, so nothing there for me. I'm going to put a ward. Booyah! Always grabbing them wards whenever I have the money and space in my inventory to do so. And speaking of wards, this Nami's doing a really good job. You can notice that Nami doesn't have the best scaling necessarily, and so it's okay for her to go ahead and grab lots of pink wards, and she's doing a good job of making sure that we have great vision around this map. And if you remember my House will Not Win video from a while back talking about the Janna not warding properly, this is a really good contrast. You can see that she's got wards in all of the you know, the bushes where people can transition, so they can't really transition. So we can watch if people are coming in, and we'll be able to catch them. Now normally we would jump on this, but this guy's pretty tanky, and we don't really want to go for that right now, and we haven't seen anyone else on the map. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have deep wards. Like it would actually be much better if we had a ward like right here, so that way we can see where they're really transitioning from. But it's just now to the point to where we're actually starting to push in that fort. So pretty soon, I'm thinking that we'll have those wards. If not, then well, that sucks. But either way, this is where things are starting to get a little bit slow. I went up to the top lane. I told Zach, hey dude, let me go ahead and push up the top because I can jump into the mid, and I wanted him to stay with the team for some team fight action. And I'm out. I'm starting to out CS. You'll see that Zach is just doing like complete shit. He got shit on, excuse my language, by Nunu. And so I was like, you know what, just let me be the top laner, and you just pretend like you were the jungler the whole time. And he's pretty much matched up with Rammus, as you see. So it's basically like Zach's the jungler at this point. I did so well that I was able to make up for the fact that Zach is behind, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And thank God, because that Nunu is pretty scary, man. He's been shoving in, and he's not really killable because he can just sit there and snowball you in the face and then munch on a minion. And we're looking for picks right here. That's what we're doing. We're looking for picks. We're clearing out the wards, looking for picks. And so we're going to just kind of stand around. I did see the Rammus rolling in, and so I didn't want to take a chance. Usually when Rammus is rolling in hot, he's got backup, unless he's just bad, which happens sometimes, of course. But, you know, I didn't want to take any chances. And there's an ultimate onto the wrong person, and he's not even in the little thing. But I was like, screw it. And so I think I jumped on him anyways. I was like, well, whatever. If we're gonna go in, we're gonna go in and see if we can do enough damage to him. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish that off. Zach gets his passive popped right here. I'm trying to do as much damage as I can to the Fizz. We do take him out, luckily. And then I get a kill onto the Rammus finally with the last spear, and he gets away with a little bit of HP. He's looking good. I get the stun onto Nunu, and I was like, holy crap, that missile hurt a lot. And I'm going to try and get out of there. Luckily for me, I am able to make it out safely. So that was really close for us. We did lose Zach, unfortunately, but we were able to trade 1 for 2. And so, I don't know. Is it worth it? Not sure. We did lose a passive from Zach. So whatevs. Instead of going back, I noticed that they were not able to like keep pushing in on us, and we were still keeping them pressured right here. Almost got a kill. Actually, I think we got a flash from Ash there. So that was and a barrier. So so that worked out. And I decided to push this top lane because if I had not done that, then it would have shoved into our turret there. And I've got a little bit of gold from that, and I'm able to pick up some items. So let me just speed this up as I teleport back, and you'll notice I got myself a last yet again another ward, as I say. Always want to go for those wards. And we can see the transition here. Like I said, these wards are really nice. You always want to have ward there, and here, and eventually you're over here. If you're going to be shoving the bottom turret, you don't need too much here. It just depends on where you're going to be like shoving in the most of the time. If you're going to be mid and top, then obviously you need to have your stuff like here and here. It's a lot easier down here because you can put one here and here or whatever. It just depends on what you're doing. Alright, anyways. Enough of talking about wards. Let's talk about MANtheon in the jungle. So, the only thing you're missing out as MANtheon jungle is pretty much no ignite. That's really it. I mean, if you get off a couple of good ganks, then you're basically where lane MANtheon's going to be. It's kind of hard to CS on MANtheon. I keep saying MANtheon. Unless you go for the Hydra build, which I'll do a lot of times, of course, but in this particular case, as a jungler, I'm going to be going for probably the Spirit of the Anti-Golem. Now, this is a little bit of a difficult fight. We don't want to engage this Baron fully because they're waiting for us, and I think they put a ward over the wall. I'm not sure. Yeah, they put a ward over the wall. We knew that. So we saw the ward over the wall. We didn't have vision, and we didn't want to jump in there and get caught by anything. So I'm just doing my best to hang out and look for a chance to make a play. And I think we actually kind of messed this up just a little bit. Now, I saw a Nami Bubble go in, and I was like, okay, maybe we can make a play. She throws in her stuff, so I was like, all right, I'm going to take that fish. And once the fish was down, I was like, all right, now it's time for me to jump in. But I was like, ah, crap, forgot about the Ash Arrow. So that's double stun on me. And I get destroyed there. Not really able to do much. Luckily, we are able to at least kind of hold him off for a little bit. We grab a kill on the Fizz, so they can't keep chasing him. Zach comes in from backside, and he's going to do his best to hold him off. Unfortunately, they don't keep chasing. If they would have kept chasing, we'd have probably killed him there. But now with Nunu pushing top, he's going to have some free time to go ahead and take out the turret. They can't exactly go for this dragon because the Zach is kind of hanging out here. He's going to make sure they don't grab a free dragon. And so they're gonna go ahead and peace out. And I'm almost back up. He is taking that turret, and I'm probably going to go up there and stop him from pushing in further as soon as I get back up. So let's speed that up. Let's see what did I grab. Oh yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go for Ghostblade. Ghostblade is really nice on Pantheon. A lot of people like try and argue that, oh, Pantheon, he doesn't need a Ghostblade. He's not an auto attacker. Actually, kind of is. He's really good at auto attacking. Like, you get that little bit of crit damage. You got armor pen, and you have auto crit once they are low enough HP. If you didn't already know that, you should know that, by the way. Once they are below 15% health, yeah, they have to get really low, but still, you can push in really fast, and sometimes it's that last couple of auto attacks that you really needed to finish somebody off, because you're not going to just instantly burst someone down unless you're really fed. So, there you go. That is the reasoning behind the Ghostblade, and it works really well, really well, really well. Quite well, I was going to say. I said quite well and really well at the same time, so it was really well. And we get a dragon out of this, I'm pretty sure. So we go ahead and start on this. And I've got, I don't think, did I have my smite in this? I think I might have used my smite. Yeah, I was like, oh, I used my smite on a big minion or something like that. But anyway, we got it. It was fine. We're starting to look pretty good here. You see the score is actually really even. This is a very close game. That Nunu at top is doing quite well. Pretty much our Zac is really far behind, so it's making it a little bit difficult. But overall, it's a good game. And so we're gonna push in, try and do a little bit of sieging, see if we can catch somebody. It's really hard for us to siege right now with their team because they have the double AD setup from the bot lane coming in. They've got all that AoE, and there's a miss. Wow, that just threaded the needle. And now I know that without an arrow, we can probably engage, or I can engage this without getting face planted. And we do avoid, well, we, except for Zac, avoid the Nunu ult, so that's great. And I'm going to go ahead and focus on the Fizz, try and do a little bit of peel there. He goes down very quickly and easily. Zac is the one that will die once again, sacrificing his life. So once again, another 1v2. And I noticed that the Nunu makes a silly play, comes in for a snowball, and I'm not going to let that happen. I don't stand for that. That does not fly. And I'm going to fly into his face with Pantheon. All right, I'm going to back off. Everybody's a little bit low here. and I'm just peacing out. Just getting a few items for myself. What am I doing here? All right, there we go. Peacing out, getting a few items. You see, I'm going for the Spirit Stone. Like I said, Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Since they have the slow and the stuns and all that good stuff, it's really nice. I like to pick up the Boots of Mobility as a jungler for the roam, and so the Spirit of the Ancient Golem was going to give me the tenacity that I really desperately need for this match, as well as a little bit of health. Since we don't have the most tanky team, with Zach a little bit behind. Now, he's going tanky, yes, of course, but I need HP. I need HP. There's a lot of magic and a lot of AD on their team, so I can't really build just straight-up resistances. I have to go for health. So Spirit of the Ancient Golem, I'll probably get that and just maybe just straight-up go for a GA so I can so I just take that big burst from, Fizz and from, maybe Nunu if I get caught. That's the idea. So I'm going to go for Spirit and then for GA. And I'll just be able to carry that way. A little bit of a fight going on here, so nice job. Fear Me Power was able to get a kill and just barely scoot out. And I'm like, all right, guys, here we come. I do my triple ping to let them know I'm jumping in, and I get the shutdown gold onto the Ashe, which is perfect for me. And this dude, what is he thinking? He can't do anything, dude. Seriously? Come on, man. Get out of here. Go away, Remus. Yeah, waste your ultimate. That's not helpful for you. And I'm going to see if I can do enough damage to him, but looks like I'm a little bit low on mana. Now, this is funny. I think this is the funny part. So, right now I'm out of mana. Normally, as a mid laner, I'll have a flask, and I'll just keep popping my flask so I can have the mana to finish out the spears. And normally, I'd be able to kill this Rammus. Watch this. Oh, flash. Oh, a spear, but no mana for... see? So bad. So bad. And once he started rolling, I could have jumped on him with my stun, and then I could have E'd, and then spear again. I would have killed him, yes. But I didn't watch my mana, so make sure you watch your mana, folks. That's important. MANtheon does definitely have some mana issues. Faux shizzle. Faux shizzle after a prolonged fight, at least. Alright, so I sped it up. There we go. Arrow onto the Twitch, and I don't think it matters. Doesn't really matter at this point. So we're looking for an engage, I guess. There's no real reason to engage here, but since they're going to let themselves get caught, I'm like, alright, that's fine. And I'm taking a little bit of damage. Probably going to go down really fast here. Yeah, I got screwed. Did throw out a spear, though, so we're able to do enough damage to at least kind of hold him back. And it looks like the Fizz is going to flash over the wall and get himself ulted in the face. This Malzahar's doing a really good job. Maybe I should be doing a Malzahar commentary because I've made a few crappy plays here. That's one thing with MANtheon. Like, sometimes I go a little bit too man mode since it's like I forget, like, from the last game, I'll get extremely fed and I'll be so strong and just wreck people. And then I go into a game where it's, like, more even and I can... like do some damage, but I can't really face tank. So I'm playing like I'm a tank here. And, I play a lot of junglers like Nasus, so I'm used to just running straight in. So you kind of have to pay attention to the fact that you're not able to do that. And I think after that fight, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to start paying attention and just waiting to go in a little bit more and let, like, Zach initiate. So that's probably what I start doing here. I do have the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so that's going to help me out a little bit with those stuns. Get a little bit of a red buff onto our Twitch there, and I'm going to shove this lane out as much as possible. We want to go for this Baron, potentially. We're going to try and bait this out, I think. That's the idea. We have 3 pinks set up all over the map, so we can either go for a pick or we can start on the Baron, and I'm like, all right, guys, let's do it. So sometimes in order to start Baron, I'm like, what are you guys doing? What's going on over here? Like, we already know they're going to go for Dragon. We don't care about Dragon. Let's get Baron. So anyways, I start on the Baron. I'm like, dude, this is hard to tank. It's like, I'm not a freaking tank. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Help me out. Come on. And we really needed Zach here to tank this. I'm getting a little bit low, but I do get the Baron, as I expected. But with Zach coming in here, I wanted everyone to back because I was a little bit low. So I was telling them to back off. But they decided to engage. I'm like, well, I can't just be the only one that backs and just throw away all these kills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a little bit. So because last time I jumped in, and this time I'm a little bit low. So I'm going to do this. Boom. I'm going to do the jump in. And I'm going to use the ultimate to at least get some damage. I was like, well, even if I die, at least I can do some damage with the ult. Boom! Big damage there. I jump on Ashe because I know she's the one who's doing all the farming. I watched. I was like, okay, who's the one who's got all the kills in the farm? I need to take her out. So I take out Ashe. So Kobe Cheese kills Ashe, and then Kobe Cheese runs the hell away. And outside, I would run around, wait for my cooldown on my jump. Unfortunately, he has a flash up still. So maybe I should have just kept chasing him. But I wasn't sure. His snowballs really hurt, and I didn't want to like let him get a free kill on me. So I just ran around the other side. That way I wasn't able to get picked off or whatever. So there we go. We're going to get the turret and the inhibitor. And as you can see, once the Baron goes down and the first inhibitor, it's really hard for a team to come back. And I'm going to make sure that this Nunu does not have a chance to really do anything useful there. I just stole him enough for the Twitch to get in there and finish him off, and that is exactly what happens. Now, we kind of messed this up a little bit here. Now that they're all reviving, we should have been paying attention to that, and I took a little bit too much damage from that turret, but that's fine. So we're a little bit low here, and we are missing. Who are we missing here? We got Zach. Yeah, there's the taunt. So Zach got taunted. That wasn't smart. He kind of just walked in, got taunted. That was silly. Zach not playing the best, and now they're all jumping here to catch up. Be in a little bit of a bad position. So I'm trying to back off. I think we should be okay to back off. Oh, but nope, the arrow hits. I'm like, okay, I can easily kill this guy, no problem. Oh, but I get knocked out. I do grab a kill, I think. Or, nope, Fear Me Power grabs a kill. So, wasn't really the best. We traded like 3 kills there for no real great reason. Lots of, yeah. Really bad plays. That helped them catch up just a little bit. They're still behind because we got the inhibitor and the Baron. And they're going to have to be stuck in their base now, farming. So let's just speed this up. And I told him I was going to jump on that because I wanted my GA. Like, usually that would be a dick move. To be honest, I don't care because I'm trying to carry. Well, sometimes I will care. Like, I promise I'm not trying to be a dick to this Twitch, but I literally just had enough money to get my GA after jumping on that. And he was telling me, like no, I'm going to get the farm. I was like, nope. So it was definitely worth it for me to get this GA. And that way I can actually go a little bit more mad mode, tank some stuff, get into a fight. You know, if I need to engage, I can. I don't have to be afraid of engaging, which I kind of am at this point. And there we go. That was a really good jump from Zach. He did a good job. Stopped that back from the Rammus, or that roll. And it's a little bit dangerous for us to push in like this, but we feel pretty confident. I'm not going to actually jump on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do my Q in my Heartseeker Strike. I'm not going to use my stun until I know that there's no one else in that bush to jump on. So what I decided to do is I waited to use my stun until, because perhaps there would have been like a Ashe standing right behind him or something like that that would have been better to jump on than the Rammus. So, anyways, obviously it didn't happen. That's just what I was thinking at the time. That's why you see me do Q and then E, but not the stun first. Alright, so now I keep pinging. Like, I always tell people whenever I'm in solo queue, people seem to always want to go for kills rather than inhibitors. So I wanted everyone to group up and take this turret. Now I will be like zoning them off, but I always go right back to the turret. Like, after I push them away with like a combo, I'm not gonna keep chasing in. Like, I don't want people to do that. So it's always more important to grab all. It's way easier to win if you just grab all of the inhibitors. Now we might be able to win here, but let's see. I think we're gonna win here very shortly. But I might make a little silly leap in here. Oh yeah, I jump in. I don't know. That was retarded. I was trying to go attack the turret one more time. I thought I could attack it one more time before he taunted me, which was not the case, obviously. So I am going to lose my GA. We're getting a little bit low here. That's unfortunate. Oh, that Ashe. Oh, she got wrecked. Damn! Malzahar just barely kills her before going down. And then I get shut down as well. Well, no, I didn't get shut down. Sorry. I'm trying to kill this guy. All right, here's a funny play. Yeah, this is like fail of the year. Like, I clicked up here, and then my pathing took me around. I didn't want it to. Look, I didn't want it to. And then I was like, crap! I can't turn around now. So I died. I was really mad. Like, because I wanted to walk around this way. That happened. So that's definitely watch where your champion's walking. Don't be a derp like me. And she's flashing over. That's not gonna help her out. She should have walked this way and then flashed over. But she's gonna die. And look at that Nunu, man. He's wrecking 4 kills. Well, I mean, I know that's not that impressive now to think about it. But he was actually wrecking pretty hard. He did some good job. He got 2 turrets by himself, top lane. And he wrecked this Zac pretty hard. And then he just took us out there. So he's making this game last longer for sure. Even though other than that, he's not really being useful. I guess for 2 ADs, we got a Nunu. That's nice, right? Sure. Alright, that's pretty much it, though. We've got our GA. We've got our Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Pretty much fully built here for a jungle Pantheon. And, you know, hopefully you guys have the, you know, if you want to really get a lane fed and you want to gank a lot, but you're not really good at champions like Lee Sin would usually be the champion that you would use for just constant ganking. Pantheon works out really well, especially if you need a little bit of extra carry potential. Since we had a Zac, I was like, all right, well, we need some extra damage. And, well, actually, I already told you the reason I played Pantheon. I was actually going to play mid Pantheon, but earlier I did play jungle Pantheon on purpose, and that was because I thought it would be fun. Normally, I only play jungle Pantheon for fun, and I'll pick other champions if, like, I'm in promo. I'll just play Nasus because that's my best win rate. But honestly, I have pretty good win rate with Pantheon, and so far I've had really good success on him. I had a game where I lost earlier as jungle Pantheon, but it was a 4v5 and I had like 12 kills, so I'd say that was still a success. I still felt like I won in my heart. We actually almost still won the game,
But, you know, 4v5 is pretty hard. So there's the last bear, and we're going to pick that one up. We did get a pick there. You'll notice that the Corky came up. We kind of waited around, and I knew he would come around. He had no vision, so just boop, jumped on his face. Pick up a free kill there, and that's going to be the end of the game for us. But hopefully you guys got something out of this Jungle MANtheon guide. Make sure you play it around in like a normal or two, so just so you can get the hang of it. Get down those early ganks, because that is the really important part, getting that early lead, and then make sure you're always using that ultimate to jump in and make some plays. You're kind of like a Nocturne, you know? You're like a Nocturne, but you build a little bit more damage, and rather than, you know, tanky, which is what Nocturne should be doing if you're building. I don't know why I'm just talking. Anyways, this commentary is over with. I'm just rambling on. I think it's because I'm hungry. Yep, we're about to eat some food. Hopefully you're about to eat some food. If not, maybe it's not food time for you, but hopefully you had a good day. Maybe you ate something later. I don't know. I'm just rambling until this game's over with. What else do we want to talk about? Let's see. Teemo hats. How many of you guys got a Teemo hat? And I don't know. Give me a comment about something interesting. Who was your favorite team at Worlds? That's what I'd like to hear. I don't even know. Whatever, guys. Don't listen to my mad ramblings, but go play some Jungle MANtheon because it's cool. And I'll see you around for the next one. I'm Colby Cheese. Peace out.